All right, all right, all right, all right. We are back. I am back. These guys will come back in. Let me get this link back up here. Doordash Revolution ended the stream on accident. First time being an admin and clicking the wrong button. It does happen. Let me make sure I get my screen shared again. Let's get this screen shared again. And it is uh this one right here. Let me share that. Let me get that right there. Let me go ahead and put the link back right there. Let me go ahead and get this back right here. Put that link back. Doordash Revolution accidentally ended the live stream. He's brand new as an admin. I brought him in, so he was clicking the button and it went there. So we got to get him back. Roy, the link is right back up there. If you can hop back in. Let me see where the Doordash Revolution is. Alrighty, let me see that. So let me see. Let's get Roy back in here. It paused right there. Now, people, while they're going to be coming back in, where it was, he was asking about, what happened, why is my order being taken away? And in the mix of him asking why is my order being taken away, the representative of DoorDash let him know that the missed opportunities from accepting the orders, and then when you decline the orders, but he said even accepting the orders, he said the system will automatically, it says it defers the orders, and if you are there's a problem with the Android and iPhone, but the system will automatically have it go so you're not getting those orders and it will deactivate you. He said that's automatically what the system does. So by him saying that, that means that, if it gets to a certain point and you hear these people talking about I got deactivated for no reason, the DoorDash representative there he tried to shut him up, and he said, no, I'm telling you, the accepting the orders and all of that stuff that came straight from DoorDash. So he was arguing with DoorDash about that, but he was trying to figure out something else. He was trying to figure out why is the order being taken away, and because of that, the gentleman just started telling him, information that he didn't even ask him for, and it happened to be very crucial information that the DoorDash representative on the phone is telling people that your acceptance rate and you can be deactivated through the system automatically. So I think that is some information that people should hear. Okay, let's just finish it up really quick.
You try to change, you try to check your phone first if it's working well or not. Because I'm telling you honestly, there's no reported problem with the application right now.
I'm reporting that I'm having sir. That's the reason why I called. That's the reason why I'm calling you.
That's why I'm telling you. I'm answering you transparently what it could be in the next few days if you're still having a problem with your phone, you're having a hard time to accept the delivery. Okay, I'm telling you transparently. Maybe the best advice that I can give you is try to change your phone. Maybe you use an iOS phone. Okay, because we usually this is a very common issue here in the DoorDash application. Whenever a dasher is using an Android phone.
I wanted to let you guys hear that too. He said we have this problem normally, and it has to do with using an Android phone. Okay, so I don't know if DoorDash has some type of deal with Apple, low key, that no one knows about. But at the same time, the gentleman said that with the Apple users, if the Apple users do not accept the order, it goes against everything, I guess. and somehow it doesn't work like that with the Androids. And because it doesn't work like that with the Androids, there's some type of glitch there to where you won't receive your order right when it pops up. You receive it with just a little bit of time left. And then if you don't accept that, all of those pile up. And I'm guessing what the rep is saying, that if all of those pile up, and we all know that there's a bunch of Android users out there, if they all pile up, that's a bunch of just missed orders right there. And it's going to look like someone is just completely not trying to participate in the app, and then they'll get rid of you. But that's beside the point there. They got to fix that, if that is, he said that's the issue there. But the main thing is he slipped some information out saying by not accepting the orders because they are available, the system has the ability to block you out. So that's that there. And he pretty much told him right after this to change out your phone. He said he's gonna go and change and get a new phone, update the phone to a better one. Not gonna be an iPhone, but the Androids allow you to do other things. So just update the Android and see if it's fixed on the updated Android. And that will be that there. But at the same time, people, the rep didn't understand what he was saying, and then he kind of got it a little bit, and it went into what was supposed to be said. But when the DoorDash Revolution let him know, my ratings are this, and when he actually went to go check the DoorDash Revolution's ratings, he came to the conclusion that it's your phone, because you're a 5-star driver. Your ratings are all up there in the 90s and everything else like that. So then the rep says, I would just suggest you to update your phone to the most updated Android phone, and that should work. If that doesn't work, you got to switch to an iPhone. But people, you got that info there, and that's what the rep said. That's weird. That's what the rep said. That is weird. Yeah, that's weird that a rep would say that crap. So he said it, and he also said the other stuff about ratings and your acceptance rate. So he said automatically the system will kick you out. What do you think about that, Roy? That's coming from a rep's mouth. Now that seems
it's always been that way. It's always been that way. When you don't accept a certain amount of orders, they kick you off anyways. They pause you or they'll end your dash. That's already common knowledge. So he's not like enlightening anybody about it. That's common knowledge. As far as
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying yes, but we all know by not accepting the orders, but we have a lot of people saying they will not let you go because you can decline any order you want to. So I just, just for the people that are telling people that they cannot do it, that's why I wanted that, for them to hear it out the person's mouth that is what happens. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, that's common knowledge, though. Anybody who's doing DoorDash already has experience. When they decline so many orders, they get paused automatically. So that should be common knowledge if you're doing the DoorDash app in the first place. If you're doing the door, what?
He said not pausing. He said your account. He said your account can be.
When you deal with these DoorDash idiots, they're idiots. They run off probably a book with a list of stuff to say. That's why I don't even call them fucking idiots. So there's no point in even talking to them because they don't know dick in the first place most of the time. They're just telling you what they want you to hear type shit. And at the end of the day, it doesn't solve the problems. It's not going to solve the problem. So pretty much basically calling them and even going through all that shit with them, they're like you. They're like you and me. If we worked at McDonald's and the motherfucker comes in and starts bitching about the ice cream machine not working, it's out of your control. Same way a lot of this shit's out of their control. They only got what they got, to work with in their little scripts or whatever. They can't go anywhere. So at some point, they're going to get frustrated, just like we get frustrated if we worked at McDonald's and every 5 minutes somebody's bitching about the ice cream machine. Sooner or later, you're just going to tell them whatever the fuck they want to hear and tell them to get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at DoorDash support. I don't even fuck call them. If I have any issues, I don't even call the motherfuckers. And as far as the glitching goes in the app, that's common. We're talking 5-6 million fucking orders a day going through this system, and you're talking 5 million drivers all got their apps on it. So you're gonna get glitches. So, like I said, I don't even sweat that shit. That's just small shit to me. And I've had it where I've gotten 5 seconds left on a delivery. I've had that shit happen to me. I just don't even sweat it. I just let it move the fuck arm. I don't trip on shit like that. So
now, what about this part? Him suggesting, the changing of the phone, or switch to ice.
well,
Suggest.
that does make a difference, because if you have an older phone, some of those older phones don't have the capability to hold the proper information or the proper updated data from DoorDash. Like, so if you got a 5-6-year-old phone, yeah, you're not going to be able to get the newest updates. Your phone's going to be working off the old system, and after a period of time, your phone working off that old system is not going to work anymore. It's going to pretty much wipe out, because all the new updates are going to, pretty much kick your phone off the app. So
Right.
yeah, so that's normal. I don't see a problem with that. I don't know how old his phone is, but that's normal. That's with any fucking phone, Some apps don't work with certain phones, like, an Obama phone probably wouldn't work with DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? They just don't have the capabilities to download the proper updates and shit. So that's I think that's okay, because like he doesn't know how old his phone is. If he has an older phone, then it may need to be upgraded. I ran into that problem with Lyft. I had an older phone. After a while, I couldn't update. Anymore to the newer app, so I ended up having to get a new phone. So I've had it happen.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
That was the issue. That wasn't the issue, man. I had already got another phone, a newer phone, and was having this problem. The issue you guys don't understand is, hold on. The issue that you guys don't understand is that he was talking about the difference of iPhone and Android users. Now, the deal with Android users, we can use that floating widget. iPhone users cannot pull it up. We did a survey on it, me and my team, for 6 months. Okay. iPhone users cannot use Para. iPhone users cannot use the free apps that we can use from the Google Play Store, because you got to pay for the apps for Android. So those apps is not on their platform. You see, so my issue was, why was it? And they done it several times. And I got other video clips of what they are doing. What they're doing is they trying to force you into taking lowball offers. If they know where the location is for better offers, they will send a lot of lowball offers. And if you decline a whole lot of them, that's when they do that, to keep you from getting them larger orders. I knew what was going on. You guys don't know what's going on. That's the reason why I went ahead and did the video. It didn't have anything to do with my new updated phone. And then another thing, the trick to the sauce here is this here. They did not remove my old phone number. You want to know why? We're going to mess with his phone. We're going to mess with his phone so he can go to the other phone and reuse it. Now, if I had failed for that trap, they would have deactivated me. See, there was top dashers in my market was complaining about, we got dashers here that has an advantage of seeing the offer, the total payouts, before they receive it. See, that's the reason why a lot of users was using the Para app for tip transparency. Okay, what DoorDash did that night, they app tapped my phone. And I know for a fact they did. They blocked the signal so I couldn't see the 35 seconds timer, so I could make my decision. He also said in the video that you was taking your time trying to check the order before you accept the order. That's what he said. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's a federal offense to do any type of signal jamming. You can go to the Federal Communication Commission right here, and it tells you right here, jamming prohibited. Signal jamming devices can prevent you and others from making 911 calls, other emergency calls, and pose serious risks to public safety communications, as well as to interfere with the other forms of day-to-day communication. Here's the ticker is that they got highlighted here. The use of phone jamming, GPS blocker, signal jamming devices designed intentionally to block, jam, interfere with authorized radio communication is a violation of the federal law. Are no exceptions for use within a business, classroom, residence, or vehicle.
Now let me
Did
ask you
y'all
this.
hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah,
Did
let me
y'all
ask
hear that?
now with going through that now we've heard the whole thing now we got some people in the chat saying that they think that you could have just had a bad connection at the wrong time.
No.
You know, that could have
No.
happened. Or do you
No.
think it was DoorDash, or do you think it was someone else that knows how to jam phones? Do you think it was DoorDash or someone else?
It could have been. It could have been either way. Because you do have guys in our area using the signal jammer. They done arrested one for doing it already. So I know this is happening. I know to you guys it seems far-fetched. You see what I'm saying? But this is what that goes on in our market. You got people that do anything they can to try to get them astronomical numbers. Yes, we do have people in the area that buy these devices. They get at least 100 feet from you. That's 3 car lengths. They try to get as close as 3 car lengths, will jam your signal. It will turn black. You won't be able to receive an offer.
I broke that out in an article there. They're doing that. They're doing that crazy. They're doing that crazy in England and having big brawls with knives and bats and all of that. Some of that technology is here now. I think that, and I'll go ahead and throw it in like this, being the moderator here. I think that some people might think that it seems far-fetched, and they think that you might be extreme, but see, it's happened to you often, so your awareness of it is so heightened. So it's so heightened. Now, it's from what the dude said, he said your ratings are good and everything else like that. I'm gonna narrow it down to I'm gonna narrow it down to the phone. Well, not the phone, because you got a new phone. I'm gonna say that someone might have jammed you, or you were in an area where it's somebody probably jammed you, or you were in an area to where the reception may not have been that great. I'm gonna go with either one of those two. I'm not gonna put that one on DoorDash right there, but I will put on DoorDash that he broke down, and he let people hear about the deactivation or not accepting orders and taking the ones that come your way. I feel that if it wasn't the connection, it might have been someone else doing the jam. I don't feel it was DoorDash. In my opinion, I don't feel it was DoorDash. Now, it could be because
I know for a fact that it was, because I was declining orders. I declined 5 orders in a row. Reason why it happened. See, reason why it happened. It happened right after I declined that 5th one, and an order was coming in. I'm gonna show you a screenshot. Let me see, can I find it right quick? I'm gonna show you a screenshot of what they did after DoorDash did this. What they did after they blacked that phone, they made sure that I couldn't see the time on. This is the order that I was talking about. Let me get a little closer so you can see it right there. That was the order I was talking about. That Huey's order. It was less than 9 seconds. I hit decline, couldn't move, it didn't move. As soon as I hit accept, it went off the screen. Then I had a notification sent to me that it was a misdelivery. You see, when he was talking to me on the perspective of a decline order, which he said was unassigned. I can't unassign an order unless I accept the offer, right?
Let's see what DoorDash Rick, he puts up a big. Let's see what DoorDash Rick said. He said use the iPhone.
I never experienced
those kinds of problems.
Exactly.
DoorDash is doing to drivers who don't
exactly,
and they will probably. He said they will probably and eventually they will get sued. He think okay.
Exactly. See, this is what I was trying to tell you guys. See, this is territory y'all never ran up on before. This uncharted territory you guys never heard of, never ran up on. I had a team. iPhone users and Android users. We went We went and we compared this situation. We've been doing this for 6 months. This just didn't start happening all of a sudden. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to be doing episodes after episodes after episodes, educating everybody what's going on. Android users, we got to be aware of what's going on, because if you don't, you're going to wind up getting deactivated. That's the reason why I shared this video. Go ahead.
No, Sarah says, she says, just gonna be honest here. She says this happens to me in areas that are known for a poor signal. She's up there in Sacramento. Now, like I said, Sacramento people, that's our state capital here in California, but there's a lot of farm and agricultural things there. And she's also said, she says, I've seen glitches. She said, I've seen glitches on the timer in orders that never pop up that will show that it'll show up as unassigned. Let me see. Pam says, if you follow the Federal Reserve, they are likely to raise money in September, which means they won't likely be any more. Oh, that lawsuit's really not going to happen. It might happen, but Pam, that lawsuit's not going to happen. We're not thinking about no Federal Reserve. We ain't thinking about no Federal Reserve for Doordash, Pam. Those are two things, but not in the same sentence right there. Not in the same sentence right there. Now, what I will say is this though: if they're trying to get more people to use iPhone, or they have some type of secret thing with Apple, then maybe that's their thing. Maybe they want 80% of their drivers to use Apple. DoorDash Rick says, make sure you keep a paper trail on DoorDash. That's why I don't mess with DoorDash, people. I don't mess with DoorDash. Like I don't mess with DoorDash at all. It's crazy. Sarah says on windy days, on windy days it happens too. Payman says that's just his speculation. All right, now that's that there. People take that and digest that, people, because now it's about to get real. And that was real right there. Some of you people go back and check it out. We did the video here. We showed it here. Go back and rewatch. Head to the DoorDash Revolution. Click it. It's the upload that he just put out today. Go check that out. Listen to the whole thing entirely. The rep gave up information that people should know, but he went in detail with it. Broke down something about iPhone and Apple and Android. Broke down some stuff there. Went over a whole lot of stuff. It was something to take and pick from, especially if you're a brand new driver and you just want to get some information from the horse's mouth. Go right there. You just had a few people here. Go ahead and break that down. TFT he says, I'm in Fresno on Android and never had an issue of this nature. Only issue I get is on alcohol orders resetting after I complete the order. Okay, so that's TFT, and that's DoorDash there. Now she says, because the glitches, she says, I'll be sitting in the same area 1 second, fine, then the next minute glitch. Now DoorDash Rick says, Robert asked if he's a top dasher or a regular dasher.
I'm not a top dash. I'm not a top dasher.
Okay, so
not on regular dash.
Now TFT says I have to scan ID 3 times. Then call support. So there's an issue there where he is with scanning ID. I know DoorDash just implemented that the customer has to scan their ID now, and then you have to scan it now when you get there. So maybe that has something to do with that. Keep those things coming in, people. Now there was a video yesterday that I put up, and I'm going to show the video right now so everyone can get refreshed. Go ahead.
Okay, when you show the video, we're going to break the video down. So I'll tell you when to stop, and then we can explain what's happening. All right?
Right. Yeah.
We'll do it that way. We'll do it that way.
Yep. And people, I put the video up. I thought Roy was going to be able to hop on yesterday because he hops on and says howdy every single time, and he just happened to miss yesterday, but he did get that rewatch. He did get that rewatch, and just like I knew Woody would do, he said, let's get on up there. He's speaking my language here. We're gonna break this video down, but this is the breakdown that I wanted to do yesterday. But it was gig news. And then I have to throw this in, but so I don't know if they were going to want to stick and break that down. But people, this right now, we're about to break this down. And if anybody has any type of point of view, okay, I'm going to put this link up there. This is what I did yesterday. I did this yesterday too. Bam, the link is there. Okay, if anybody has anything to add in, you want to come in with it, we go do this now. Now let's go ahead and break this.
First of all, let me clarify something. First of all, I don't know if you guys know anything about police tactics, but when you get a burglary like alarm system, or let's say you're at a store and you hit the secret alarm, cops do not respond with sirens and lights. Okay. So this will set up the situation why he's walking, because they'll park a certain amount of way and they'll walk up because they don't want to give up their element of surprise if somebody is still in the house, so on and so forth. So that'll give you a little bit of the police tactics behind that. If they get a private security alarm or something like that, they do not come lights and siren and park directly in front of the house. So that'll set up why he's probably walking up to the house.
Now we're talking about the one with the girl in the car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to be okay. All right, people. Now, he set it on up. I'm about to switch this and share this screen.
And then I'll just tell you where to stop, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. Let me do this to mine.
Okay, go ahead and stop it right there. All right, he has already given her an indication to stop the car because he's walking up on her. He gives her the hand to stop the car. Okay, so go ahead and start it.
Hey, stop the car.
Okay, stop it right there. Stop it right there. Right there. She damn near hits him with the car, or she did hit him with the car. So now, put yourself in his position. What are you thinking that she damn hit him with the car? What is going to go through your mind as a police officer at that point?
This is why I want to bring Roy up, people. This is why I want to bring Roy up here. See, we broke it down on the coaching thing. He's bringing it, people. Now, that bump right there, instantly, I just saw that bump right there. Like, he said, he dropped the F-bomb, too. He said, oh, what the, he said one of those. So that's verifying that was boom right there. So now action start.
Okay.
Wait, let me make sure I hit mute on this.
Okay, now he told her once to stop the car by his hand gesture, so we know that's once.
You stay here? No. What are you doing here? Why does it matter? Turn the car off. Turn the car off now. Turn the car off now. Turn the car off. Turn the now.
Hey, stop it right there. Stop it right there. Okay, now he told her 6 times to turn the car off. She didn't choose to do it. She's being combative. She didn't want to do it. Now, from what I noticed, should he have reached in the car, offered her safety-wise? No, because she could have took off and dragged him. But does he have a right to open that car and put it in park and turn it off? He has absolutely every right, because she's not following what he said to do. And so he reached in, turned the car off. Okay, that's in his right to do that, because now he's in. And when he asked her, do you live here? She says, no. What are you doing here? He's already started his investigation, because we already know, as we'll hear in about 30 or 40 seconds, that he's there because of the burglary alarm. So he's already started his investigation. The minute he says, stop that car, turn it off, you're detained at that point. That's like a traffic stop. You're detained at that point. So we'll go ahead and from there.
People, breaking this down. Yeah, see, and I like how you said we both fully agree on safety issue there, because let's say she would have put her foot on that pedal and drove off real fast. His arm could have got, his arm could have been in there and, jacked up and, don't know what happened. She said, Pam says she's pissed at the cop. She's pissing the cop off. Bad idea. Yeah, bad idea. Let me go ahead.
I'll punch you in your... Don't ever forget that. I'll punch you
Send me a second.
Let me go.
Hey.
Okay, stop it right there.
Let me explain to you what we're doing.
Put your
Stop it right there. Now she jumps out of the car in an aggressive manner towards him. So at that point, she's being aggressive towards him. All he did was reach in. He never touched her. He reached in, turned the car off, and came back out. She, at that point, jumps out aggressively towards him. This is when he begins to turn her around and tells, hey, you're not under arrest. Put your hands behind your back. We'll go with that.
Hey,
let me
explain to you what we're doing.
Put your hands on me, and
I am responding. Hold up. I'm responding to an alarm call.
Put your hands on me, and I didn't turn up on you.
Turn around.
Watch your oh my mama.
Nobody's under.
You're going to stop it there.
Turn around.
See, now this is where the problem starts. She is being the aggressor. She's refusing to follow his orders. At that point, it's his job to detain her by any means necessary at this point. Because as you said, he's responding to a burglary call. She already told him she doesn't live there. I don't know what she said when he said, what are you doing here? But that's already got him thinking, okay, I got a suspect in my burglary call. So she's being aggressive. She's fighting him. So his job now is to try to detain her. And this is when she goes off. So go ahead.
Ma'am, turn around.
Stop
You're not
touching
under.
me.
You're not
I
under
don't
arrest.
care. You came in this hostile. Don't you ever put your on me. I'll
Under
spit
arrest.
on you.
So now she's threatened physical violence and assault against him.
Yeah, that's why I had to push pause right there, people. All right. She gotta slap herself 48 times with the extensions in her hair. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this. Anytime you threaten the police, that's not a good thing to do. Women, they will still throw you on the car, and stuff like that. Not a good thing to do. To threaten spitting on someone. People don't threaten spit. Once you threaten biological warfare, someone can really do something to you, and that is your own fault. Don't do that. That's why don't do that. Screaming and yelling, get mad, yeah, but once you start saying threats and all this other stuff, it can turn ugly in a heartbeat.
Under arrest. Stop. Get down.
See, now you have two individuals.
40 Central Hunt, step it up.
So now you have two individuals. Now, if he was to pull his weapon out and pop one of them people, he would be perfectly legal to do so. Because now he has two threats. He's being physically assaulted, violently being assaulted. That would allow him to pull that weapon and either tase them, one, or shoot them. Because at that point, all bets are off. He's got two suspects. He's by himself. Backup hasn't showed up yet. They're using physical, harmful force against him. That right there would have justified him shooting one of those people. And this is my problem with where it comes to the black community problem. And I'm not racist. Let's fucking face it. I'm not racist. But this is the problem where the black community needs to step up and start teaching this shit. That this is not going to win anything. You're not going to win this. And all you're doing is you're when you say fight the police, don't let them do this. You're setting your own kids up to be killed by police officers because of shit like this. And this is the part that pissed me off, because now they're trying to say, oh, this cop was at fault. He should have never did this. No, the cop had every right to do what he's doing. He's already started an investigation. She's coming off as the main aggressor. Then the partner gets out of the car and he's pushing on the cop. Now you got 2 against 1. So at that point, deadly force would be authorized in that situation because he has no other option. There's 2 against 1. They're being physically violent. But this is the problem with the black community. They're trying to push this as a narrative against the police. And this is just the policeman doing his job. He's trying to detain her to see what's going on. And this is the aggression and shit. That shit needs to stop, because this is what's going to get your kids killed at the end of the day. And it's not going to help. It's not going to help interactions when you do become police, because let's put it this way. If I have 5 orange people and I have 5 yellow people, let's just say orange or black, 5 is yellow, the yellow or white. Okay. Now, if you encounter in your daily job, 4 out of the 5 are being extremely aggressive continuously towards you. Okay, and then you have the 5 here, but let's say only 2 are being physically aggressive with you or being aggressive. Now, when it comes to approaching a car, who do you think they're going to be more cautious of when they approach the car? They're going to be more cautious with the orange people because they're the ones that are constantly being aggressive, fighting them, and so on and so forth. So until black people learn to stop fighting the police, just do what they ask, this number is either going to go higher and it's never going to go lower. So, if you want the cops to treat you with respect, you got to treat them with respect first. And if we keep fighting the police like they're fighting them, they're never going to get a fair shake when it comes to police because police are already on guard with them because 4 out of the 5 are aggressive towards them. So they already know this. They already know to go into that situation. So, that's what we need to start teaching the black community is quit fighting the police. One, you're never going to win. If the cop does something wrong, it's all on camera. You can win later in court. But this type of situation, this will get your kids killed because of shit like this. This is what will get your kids. So parents need to start stepping up and saying, hey, this is not right. You need to, if he says something, just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. My brother wants in. My brother K. Reese says, let me in. Let me put the link. Let me put the link.
Okay. Let me go with this Sarah girl. She said he can shoot somebody in this circumstance. There is no weapon.
All right, wait. All right, people. This is the perfect time to introduce this thing here because when we have this panel that is going to be coming up like relatively soon, there's going to be a lot of interaction, and as you see, it's going to be people that want to have stuff to say. You see this here now. If you want the panel to, if you don't have a comment. If you have a question and you want everybody on the panel to address that question right then and there, you can cash app the HotFacts or send it right on in here. It'll go in as green. And then us as the panel, I'll read it off. And we have to address that thing there for everyone here. So we'll go ahead and just make this a practice run right now. Sarah says, she says, what is your reasoning to say that he can shoot someone under this circumstance? There are no weapons here, and there's a second part.
And that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. There are weapons. He's got a whole belt full of weapons on him. Okay, all it takes is for them to overpower him, and then they have access to his weapons to kill him at that point. Second of all, when he grabs her, the other guy starts to run around to the other side of the car, if you notice, which means he does not understand or he does not know there's not weapons in that car because he hasn't had time to do the proper investigation on the vehicle. So the minute they attacked him, he has multiple weapons that they have access to at that point. If there's to overpower him, they have his weapons. So there are weapons involved at that point. And he doesn't know if they have weapons. They're already fighting him, pushing him, attacking him. That doesn't need a weapon at that point. More people are killed with hands and feet than are with fucking assault fucking rifles in this country. So hands or feet are just as deadly as any guns or knives. And when it's 2 against 1, kicking him in the head, stealing his weapon, using it on him, there are weapons involved at that point.
Right now, Sunfish King says, "How you doing, man? How you doing? I'm gonna make sure I send you some merch." There, he says, "I don't see it as an issue of black and white. Everyone needs to be aware of how to act when police are involved. Escalating it is never a good idea." Yes.
Exactly.
Now, TFT says it's not a racial thing. In my opinion, it's an ignorant thing. I got that right there. But
you also got to remember, 95% of the videos we watch are of black folks doing this. We see maybe 5% of white people doing this, where we see 95%.
But that's the media, though, Roy. That's the media, though. That's the media. Because there's certain places we can go. Let's say right now, the Hatfields and McCoys are still going at it. They even have a reality show where they're still going at it. You go to where they're hanging out, or if you watch the Moonshiner show, the dudes that are doing the moonshine signing, you go to areas like that, and they talk about, man, I got to go on back. I got to do one more run. It's certain shows that show that. The news doesn't go out there and just show it like that, though. So the 95% that we are watching, that propaganda is being put out there from the ones behind to make it go out like that. But that doesn't mean that, though. You can watch cops And I'll tell you this, people, watch the show Cops. The show Cops might be the most evenly based show you can watch. Cops shows the trailer parks, they show the hood, they show everything. If you want to get a little bit of the real, let me add KReach 007 there. Let me go ahead and switch this banner off too.
And not only is it just the media that's doing it, it's the black folks themselves are doing it, because she probably tried to say that he assaulted her, trying to get paid off of this. So this is why they're having to put these videos out on a regular basis, because it's one particular group of people that are saying they're being profiled, they're being attacked by the police. That's why we see 95% of the black folks doing this, is because they're the ones trying to play the victim. You're not a victim when you jump out of a car and push and two people attack a police officer. You're not a victim. And that's what's trying to be portrayed here. And then we have people out here jumping on the bandwagon saying, oh, yeah, that wasn't right. He should have done this. He should have did that. When they have no idea what police tactics are and how they react to certain situations, or what they're actually authorized to do to you at a certain point when it comes to physical violence against them, so on and so forth.
Let's go with this one here. Doordash Rick says we've been teaching it in our kids more than 30 years, and they still have to get killed. There comes a time in life when you just have to die for your people. Now, introducing here in the room here, this is my brother. This is KReach 007 right there. His first time up in, always inside the lobby there doing his thing. I'm going to read this one from the Sunfish King also before we go ahead and get the 2 cents in here. Plenty of white people have the utter disrespect for the police as well. I don't see it as a racial issue myself. That is the Sunfish King. He came in here yesterday. Now, go ahead, Kevin.
Oh no, man! I'm just listening. It was an interesting topic to me. I kind of jumped in. I didn't watch the video at first. I was kind of heard the commentary on the back end of the video. I jumped in when it was you got 5 orange and 1 another color that the police are gonna tend to attack or pay more attention to the orange folk. But you got to understand, it's still systematic. The inner city and the ghetto and the hood and these neighborhoods, you got to understand, this is coming out of civil rights. First of all, coming out of slavery, coming out of civil rights, and then trying to be equals, right? So when you have people with low education, people making low funds, people who aren't living up to the standard of what most of these white cops are living under in their neighborhoods, and then they come down and police our neighborhoods, it's a different scenario, right? It's more combative a lot of times. I didn't watch this video yet, so I didn't see it, so I might be off kilter here. But I'm just saying, I've lived in the middle of the hood where police act a certain way. I lived in all white neighborhoods and affluent communities where they act the exact same way towards a certain culture. So I think that it's a preconceived notion that they have in their head, because like he said, these things happen. Black people traditionally in the hood shoot people, kill people, but it's not only black people in the hood. There's Mexicans in the hood, there's whites in the hood. So I've been around and been with white people who are worse than me, but when the police pull us over, I'm the one they come after. So I think it's kind of situational. I'm not saying this person was correct in what they did, but it's very situational, and then it depends on the demeanor of the police officer as well. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, and I get what you're saying, but you also look at it from the police's point of view too. What are their interactions like with each individual race or whatever throughout their shift, throughout the day, throughout their career? If you're a police officer and let's say you're in the gang neighborhood and you're dealing with majority of the black folks every day that are being aggressive towards you, and this and that. Yeah, that's going to be your mindset. It's going to set a behavioral mindset in the cop's mind that, hey, every time I deal with a black person, I got to deal with this. I got to deal with that. I got to be on guard because I don't know if they're going to shoot me or they're going to try to beat me up.
But that's profiling, and they're taught not to profile.
Well, it's technically not profiling.
It's profiling a situation and an environment, not the person exactly, but you're profiling an environment. Remember, I grew up in the hood, right? So 30% might be gang members. The rest aren't.
But you're profiling.
But they treat everybody the same.
You say it's profiling, but you're profiling on a pattern of behavior by a specific group of people. That's like the Doordash.
By a specific group of people within a subsect of people, right? So you got black people, you got, again, 30% are gangbangers in the streets, right? But now, because you must prejudge, now that 30% turns to 80%. So now you're combative with some individuals who aren't doing anything related to the streets or gang violence or anything negative. But the assumption is that they are because they live in that neighborhood. That's what I'm saying. There's a duality to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that, and I understand that. But you also got to remember, cops aren't mind readers. They don't know. They're just going by based on the history of what they've had to deal with over and over and over again, whether it be years, months, whatever. They're going by their instinct of what they've had to deal with. So they're not mind readers. So I'll take me, for example. I'm a white guy. I bet you I've been pulled over more than anybody in this room right now because I was a motorcycle club member. Okay,
Gotcha.
I got pulled over every day because of something I wore on my back. Not that I was a bad person. I had 2 jobs at the time. I was working, paying my taxes, doing what I was supposed to do. But I got pulled over almost every damn day because of what I wore on my back. So I know you guys' feelings about it. But at the same time, I'm not going to be aggressive towards him and, try to battle him. But they can't read my mind. They don't know that. They assume motorcycle club, motorcycle gang member. He might have guns on him. He might be aggressive. So if they do act a little aggressive towards me, I wouldn't blame them because there's a history there of a specific type of people that they have come across in the past that they have to be worried about. Okay, I might not be that person. You see what I'm saying? So,
but then again, too. So now that drops into now it's kind of a policing issue and it's a community issue, right? So you got to remember in the 50s and the 60s, even in the 70s, police used to walk a beat. They used to be a part of the neighborhood. They used to talk to the individuals. They could dissect and separate the good from the bad because they were part of the interior of the neighborhood. At this point, they're just quote unquote pop out boys. We see you, we hopping out. Right? So there's a disconnect. So that disconnect causes confusion with a lot of people in the middle of the inner city. So they get combative. Why are you coming at me like this? I'm not one of them and you're treating me like one of them. Right? Again, a duality to it. There's a duality to it. That's all.
Exactly. And unfortunately, until cops become mind readers, they're never going to know that. They can only go by their experience. So, yeah, like you said, it's not cool that, certain group of people have to deal with it more than other groups of people. They're just going by the history of dealing with these people. It's all on an individual basis. I'm sure as a black, let's say you're a black cop, they do it to black cops too. We've seen the videos.
Right.
Even if you're a black cop in a white neighborhood, yeah, you're going to have those stupid ass white people. And so you're still going to have to deal with it. Even as a black cop, you're still dealing with this. And it's not a white cop issue.
Gotcha.
So
wait, check this out now. We got Tile Rob here. He's even went away from the police thing and said, I've been profiled all my life, even by teachers. Okay.
I get profiled on a daily, bro. I'm a big 6'3", almost 280-pound white man, bald head, and tattooed up. What do you think people look at me? I've been told I look like a white fucking supremacist all the fucking time, and I'm not. You guys know I'm no race hater at all, but I get profiled all the time just because of the way I look physically, my head's shaved, all that shit. So I feel all these people what they're saying because I've been there, I've done that, I've been there. So but until that part of that community starts teaching their kids to not do this. We saw the video you posted, the little 4-year-old kid smacking the cop in the nuts. That kind of shit. What would you do if that was your kid? I'd go up and slap the shit out of my kid for doing something stupid like that because you're setting the example. And that's what I'm saying. These parents are allowing shit like that and not setting the proper example. And that's what ends up getting them killed. Because at that time, you can say, oh, they're profiling me. That's fine. Take it to court. Like I said, cameras nowadays. Take that shit to court. Get your paycheck. Don't take a bullet as a paycheck. That's not cool. So, if you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. They think they're going to fight and they're going to win. You're never going to win that battle because, one, he has another 10 guys that are coming right behind him. The minute he gets on that radio and says, hey, I need help, I'm in trouble, he's got 10 more guys that are going to come. And at that point, you're not going to win, Right. So even in that situation, like I said, he could have tased those or he could have shot them just because of the simple fact that They were physically harming him. There's 2 against 1. He has multiple weapons on him that if they get a hold of, they can kill him with. So at that point, he's authorized, most likely, to use deadly force against them to get them away from him and to stop the attack. You know,
I'm glad he didn't do that, because at first the young dude, he ran up because he was like oh, I should help, but then he realized she was going nuts, and then the officer did realize that he was trying to pull her and keep her calm, so he did not have to reach for nothing there to take it to that lethal part. He was able to do it, and the other dude did not jump in at all. Now, Cruising Dasher says, when you don't listen to simple police instructions, you are looking for trouble. Now, I feel that should not be the case. Just like yesterday, I put up that video. The guy was talking to the policeman very, very fine, and the ash from his cigarette fell out the cigarette, and he wanted to go to the extra level over the ash, not even the cigarette butt. So simple instructions, Cruising. No.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. There are bad apples in every profession, and I don't ever recommend bootlicking motherfuckers. But when the situation presents itself that you should follow the instructions, follow the instructions. But yeah, don't be no fucking bootlicker. Fuck that. Even when I told cops off, I didn't get shit.
And a lot of times when you follow the instructions, because look, I mean, I've moved to a neighborhood where I was more apt to get pulled over by the police. I live there. You follow the instructions initially, but as soon as they change their demeanor or their tone, and they treat you as one of the individuals that they assume you are, now we got a problem. Now I'm going to say something. Now I'm not just going to sit here. You gotta remember, these guys, anytime that any type of group tried to gather to form against the police to stand straight, they were killed, right? This is going back to the Black Panthers. This is going back to the, what's the guys in New York with the red hats that used to protect the neighborhood? They get wiped out. You get wiped out. You can't stand against the police. And that becomes because of years and decades of faulty police activities and police brutality, right? So you got this new cop coming in that might be a little bit more maybe indentured to the neighborhood that they're living in, and maybe they can get along with people, but you still have this old school cop. You got to remember, man, these racists are still alive. They're still alive. These people from the 60s and 70s that perpetuated this and were part of the police force and were driving the negative energy within the police force, they're still working for the police force, just barely getting ready to retire. So that mentality is still reigning true in a lot of these situations. So sometimes to get combative is a natural reaction. But again, you can't attack a cop. You're going to get killed.
Yeah, right. Now,
the duality of it, right?
Now, TFT, he says he picked pictures and everything. TFT is my boy up there. TFT says he gets profiled. He gets profiled as a cop in 90% of the community, and he's far from that. He says he gets profiled as a cop. Now, TFT's a white guy. When he wears that HotFacts hat, and it looks like he's off duty when he's doing his thing. He gets profiled as a cop. Now that's the opposite right there. He gets profiled as a cop. Now Doordash Rick had a statement. He had a statement for you. I'll come back. He says, because you were just talking, he says that's not a true statement. It says we are just tired of being oppressed in America. I don't know which statement were you referring to, Doordash Rick? Which statement were you referring to there? Let me see. Tile Rob says racism exists in all ethnicities. It will never die. And but in all, it will never die.
But you got to understand this too, man. So if you just look at the scope of human history, right? So you take this back 2,000 years, right? Aside from the Moors, black people have always been oppressed, right? So there's a systematic racism against dark people, right? So like I brought up earlier, if you think about the civil rights movement, you think about things like that, it's only a speck in the fabric of time. It's only 40 years ago. It's going to take 500, 600 years until we flip this because it's been so negative and one-sided, right? It's going to take time. It's not going to happen during any of our lives. It's not. This is going to take hundreds of years, if not 1,000 years, to get everybody on the equal playing field.
Yeah.
So you gotta just think about that too. Like we're so close to not too far detached from this horrible era in U.S. history that it's still prevalent in a lot of the actions within our communities.
Right.
Yeah, but even with that being said, if people don't start to learn to start changing, we see it all the time. These mothers go on there, oh, my kid was a great kid, but yet he has a fucking police record this long. So they're just in denial, and to be honest with you, a lot of it's used as an excuse. I ain't gonna lie, a lot of it's used too. Everybody in this room right now has the same opportunities as me being a white man, being black. There's no reason anymore to have that kind of mindset. Unfortunately, we do have a media that perpetuates that shit and tries to hold people down, saying, "Oh, it's this, it's this, it's this." No, because there's a lot of successful black people out there, and it's up to you at the end of the day what you want to be. If you want a parent, you want your kid to survive, teach them respect. It's just common respect. You know,
So this is what I'm saying. So like, look, when you're dealing with parents who aren't educated, when you're dealing with parents that maybe the teachings they're giving the kids aren't up to par to where they should be because of their background, right? Yeah. It happens generationally, right? So sometimes it takes for these kids to get to a certain age before they realize they need to reteach themselves and re-educate themselves from what their parents taught them, right? So generally, it's going to get better gradually, but it's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have a speck of the population that gets their degrees. There's a lot more now, right? People working more affluent jobs. It happens. People moving into leadership and CEO positions. It's happening, but not at the rate that's going to be conducive to change the environment right now. So like you said, it's going to take more in the inner city. It's going to take the parents to teach their kids. But when these parents are uneducated and all they've dealt with is negative, that's what they spew to their kids.
And I feel you on that, and I understand where you come from. Trust me, I understand. And also, we need to realize that we need more black folks stepping up and saying, "Hey, this behavior is fucking wrong." We have too many black folks right now that are perpetuating this, like, "Oh, like she was in the right because he shouldn't have did this or he shouldn't do that." We need more black, but that's why I like Robert doing this, because we can all, he's a black man, you're a black man, we can discuss this shit. I'm a white man, we can discuss this shit and come across some common ground. That this shit does need to change, and people need to change their behavior. Like I said, I'm not a fucking saint, been to jail 3 fucking times. But at the same time, we need more black folks to step up and say, hey, this is fucking wrong. You need to teach your kids better. When you see that shit, it's like that, like you said, the 4-year-old punching the cop in the nuts. Man, somebody there should have stepped up and said, hey, man, that's not right for your kid to be doing that type of shit and perpetuate this type of bullshit. But I don't see a lot of, maybe I don't see it, but I don't see a lot of people stepping up to a plate and say, hey, her behavior was wrong. Because if you read a lot of the comments, they're all for her. They're all for her. We need more black people to step up and say, hey, you're in the wrong. And start turning that tide that, hey, people aren't going to see me as a victim when I'm in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that, that's what
DoorDash Rick, that was, that, so I ain't gotta read that DoorDash Rick. They went right there by themselves, so I just put that comment up. Yeah, he says their kids take their place. That's exactly what they're talking about, the behavior and going into that. Now, this is what I got for you, Roy. Remember the video that I put up and we didn't see the full, we didn't see the slam. We only saw, got the beginning. Got the beginning.
Okay, cool. But I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for work. So
boy.
We need to do this on another day. But I appreciate everybody coming in and listening. And this is the kind of discussions we really need in our community when it comes to shit like this. That people can, they're looking at all sides of the story, not just, and because I don't like people thinking that I'm a cop lover. But like I said, I went to school for this stuff. And that was my plan, was to be a sheriff down in California. So I know the tactics. I know a lot of that shit where they're coming from. And so I can speak on that part of it. Unfortunately can't speak on the mindset of every fucking cop. I know they're dirty as fuck. Trust me, I've dealt with them myself. Like I said, I've probably been fucked with more than anybody in this room right now. And, even when I was on probation for 2 fucking years, I had to deal with motherfuckers coming to my house, walking in my door, unannounced, checking shit. So I know what it's like. And I've had probation officers that do nothing but even me being white, I've had probation officers that tried to put me in jail, try to find a reason to put me in jail. So we know the system doesn't work in our favor. So to try to keep fighting the system instead of educating people about the system, we're never gonna get anywhere in that situation.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, boy.
But I gotta go, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in. Nice meeting you, Reese. And nice meeting you, Reese. And DoorDash Rev. It's all good. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah,
all right, have a good one.
All right, people. Roy will be on the panel that Pedro backed out of. Roy will be on that panel also, and I'm going to show this video too. Get my brother's feedback on this video here. See, DoorDash Rick says black people don't have the same opportunities. I've been at it 50 years and it's still a struggle. Yeah, you know, and this is what the changing of the guard is. We have people that right now, if someone's born right now in 2022, they're going to be taught that everyone has the exact same opportunities. That's for people that are born that are going to be born right now. Everyone that was born before right now, they don't see it that way, because when you try to go get a job and certain things and all this other stuff, the opportunities are there. I know how to achieve those. My brother knows how. We've worked in the same places together, and we worked in places where we'll probably be you call us the tokens who are up there that move up. It's not many of us like that. So there's tokens, but we're talking about the whole spectrum. The whole spectrum is the opportunities for most are not there by choice or by environment, is what I would say. Okay.
Right, and I hate that he had to get off. I know he had to go to work, because I kind of want to keep this racially mixed. Now we got 3 brothers on here, so it's only our perspective, kind of. But the one thing I did want to say is, you got to remember, man, whenever we got people in power that were affecting the community and affecting change and trying to change that thought process, they killed him. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. They put Huey Newton away. They set this precedent that we will kill you if you try to escape this negativity, right? It's crazy, man.
Now let's watch this video. We go watch this video right here. Now, Sheik Lutz just happens to be walking down the street. His wife is there, and
Styles P.
Oh yes, Styles P. And it's a delivery driver that we didn't know. All we saw was the Apple. But this is the full video of what happened, and it just happened to be a delivery driver. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Hey, good to meet you, DoorDash Revolution. I've been, I watch all my brother's stuff, so I always see you on here. Good to meet you.
Appreciate you. Good to meet you too, K. Reese.
You need a registration. The main question is there's no registration on the vehicle right now.
How's it going?
I'm doing DoorDash. Yeah, I got my title and everything for the bike.
You need a license plate for it now, so you can use it.
I went through it. You can see on the DoorDash thing and everything. I can use the bike for DoorDash. I'm picking up a delivery right now. Yeah, I'm doing delivery right now for DoorDash. Yeah, was it a problem? It tells you.
Yeah, because you can't have this on the road.
But it's on the sidewalk. It's a 49.
It's all you come across.
Yeah, it's a 49cc though.
Doesn't matter. If you're using it on the road, you have to have it registered with New York State.
Do you have any paperwork for it at all?
Yes, I do. I can show you right now. Yes, I can show you right now.
I can see your license.
Headquarters to truck 4. I should have put my shit out on you. It's crazy. This is how you y'all got the camera on?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
But not well clear. The mail. Victoria.
Y'all get the water, right? Y'all need the water? Yeah. I'm a water. I know exactly.
What on?
Hand straight to the taser.
I wasn't there. I was there, but I seen somebody was getting a ticket for their car. And you was trying to give her the ticket.
Probably.
Yeah, she was like, I don't want to take the ticket. He was like, well, I'm reporting you. If you don't take it, then you're going to get in trouble for not taking it.
Probably. That sounds like it.
Yeah, Sounds like it. That definitely was just. Hold on,
Hey, Rob, I got to hop off of here, man.
All right, go ahead.
I got to hop off. I'll get with you guys in a minute, man.
Yep. Now check this out, people. Check this out. and that's why this video was good from the beginning. Now, this is a DoorDash driver, people. Now check this out. She said, she said, I'm on a delivery. I work for DoorDash. She says it's approved on DoorDash, so everything's approved. She says she has everything, and she said it can be up here because it's a 49cc. It's not a 50cc. It's a 49cc. She knows what she's talking about, people. She's letting him know. Now check this out. The other lady there, she says, "Were you over there on the water?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then she broke down the situation on what he did with someone else, and he just said, "Yeah, that sounds like me." She was saying what an a-hole he was right there, and he said, "Yeah, that sounds like me." So now just think about that before you watch the rest of this.
Yeah, but you walked away, right?
Yeah.
You walked away and then you came back to keep bothering her. And she was like, "You're antagonizing me." You look like it's a gay girl. And her girlfriend looks like a group of them. But I wasn't sitting there. I was sitting down. Oh, my God, that's you right here.
And you have your license as well?
Why? I don't understand. I'm doing Uber Eats. I'm doing a job. She has her license.
Well, you were driving this.
Yeah, but I drive it too.
Yeah, but she was driving.
But I drive it too.
That has nothing to do with what
She
we
was
saw.
driving, so we need to see her license because she can't.
I'm about to show you my title to the bike, sir.
Right.
I'm just trying to.
I understand, man. But
I don't understand. I'm doing a job right now.
This is Blankos, the free-to-play multiplayer game where you can unlock, earn, and sell NFTs in-game.
Driving, so since I'm with her, it's
Now I got a question. She says I this is what I'm getting from this. If two people are there and there's one bike and there's two people on one bike, one person has the whatever license and one person has the app. How does this work out right here? That's what this is right here. It's her bike. She's a title, everything. She signed up to work on DoorDash, and they're doing the double thing on driving with two people. So, yeah, if at this point, if I was the one that said, "But I drive it too," I just would have said I would start driving it just to end it real quick. But that didn't go like that. So let's get the rest.
doesn't that make sense? This is
No,
crazy.
she was driving.
Main question is, there's no
driver.
registration on the vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm getting away.
Stop! Why you trying to take my bike? Come on, I'm doing it. I'm not assisting. I'm not assisting the bike. I'm not assisting the bike.
No, you're under arrest. You're under arrest.
I'm not assisting the bike. I'm not assisting. I'm not assisting.
All right, so we're going to talk about what she just did wrong. We're going to talk about what she just did wrong. What she just did wrong was she just tried to run. But you got to understand this though. You got to understand this. She was getting the registration and the title and everything. She felt like he was just about to take her scooter away. That's all she's got to make money. So she tried to take it and run. When they caught up to her, she said, "You're not gonna take my scooter." That's how she's making money. That's probably, if she don't have that scooter, she probably thinks she's gonna just not be able to do anything. But she shouldn't have ran right there. Now, what do you think about that situation there, DoorDash Revolution? What do you do in that situation as an officer? Now, if someone comes out and says they they tell you all the, that they can park here, 49cc, I'm working, I'm doing a DoorDash, I'm approved on here, look at my information that I gave them, that's why I can ride. If they've given you all of that stuff, if they are offering to give you all that stuff to let you know that they are able to drive on the road, would you have took it past that, or would you have just said, "Hey, make sure, can you just move it here and park it here and don't do it next time"? Would you have done that, or would you have tried to, because he was trying to act like she was a criminal, but she's there working. You know what I mean? He was fishing for something else, but she was there working, showing the phone. What do you think about that?
I would have asked for the information. She said she provided the information. I would have looked at the information, made sure and verified that everything was true to what she said as being the owner of the bike and all that. Then I would have told her just move the bike. You know? But my thing was I was still where she lost me at when she took out running. That's where I got lost at.
Right.
Why'd she just take out running?
Yeah.
Because we was always taught when we was always taught when we was younger not to run from the police. You know, if you know you're not guilty of nothing, anything like that, don't run. That's what I was saying yesterday. Like if they pull you over in the vehicle, turn the lights on at night and have your hands up. Reason why you showing that you're not the aggressor, not being aggressive. I guess some people just panic, man, and they make the wrong decisions. But that's where I was lost at when she took out running.
Yeah, she took off running. Yeah, that was the part right there. See, people, there's a time to where there's something you should not have done, and that's the part right there. Because that's why she gets thrown down. But like I said, she in the very beginning, she was offering to look. I'm approved. Here's everything that I have on there. Because people on your app, you can go and look at your what is it, the WSS or whatever it's called. You go look on that, and it'll bring up all your information as far as everything for the officer. I know that on that with Uber, we have a button that we can hit for the police, and it shows everything for them. And then that verifies that we are on the order. We're working. They see that, and they just let you go. Now this is in New York, so in New York, things can be a little different there, but all in all, this situation, I would have handled it much better because it's not like someone just standing on the street. When he saw that it was a delivery driver on the scooter, he should be well known of all the carjackings and shootings over delivery drivers thing, because I report that it happens in New York more than all the time. So I report that stuff. He should know about that. He should know that people park their bikes and things closer to a place so it does not get jacked up. In California here, we got people that put their Harleys right up next to the store. Right up next to the store. No police officer goes and says anything. At the grocery stores, some people put their motorcycle right up by the sliding doors here in California. And no one does anything. No one does anything at all. So I just felt like that, that was like a sucker move. He probably had nothing to do. I put him in the same category as the cop with Ash. They had something. They had a little something to try to go in with, and they tried to take the whole shebang, man. I think that's when repolicing, recoaching needs to come into place, because that is just jacked up right there. Now she probably because of that, she probably lost. Depending on how the rest is going to go, she was not driving, so it should not go against her driving. Get deactivated, for that going on your license. But she could be going for resisting arrest. I don't know if that can get you deactivated. I don't know. I don't know how petty or how far deep they go with that. But if she gets deactivated,
There was a few scenarios that I was concerned about. The other lady that was with her, was she riding with her on the bike, or was she riding by herself? That's the question.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because she told the police officer. She said, "Now I don't know if she just happened to be there talking to her, and then when she saw the police, she tried to interject like no, we're together. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was that, but if they did come together, this is what my question was, because we have people that ride together in a car. One person's doing the ordering, and one person just in the car. We saw Carson Cribs get deactivated because of that. Now, if they are riding, you can ride two people on a scooter. So if two people are riding on the scooter, now I think the issue, he kept saying, kept saying, let me see your license. She kept saying, I'm going to show you. And then the other girl interjected and said, I'm driving. So I don't know why she did that. I don't know. But that right there was something that I did not understand. But Ty Rob says, catch you on the next one. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. So if she ran because her ID was expired and not suspended, because if your license is suspended, they get that notification on the app and then you're deactivated. So her license had to be there intact. She probably just didn't want to get her bike impounded, and she just did a dumb thing. That's probably what it was. Didn't want to get her
No,
bike.
it was something hidden there.
There is, there is. True. Oh, DoorDash froze on up. Yeah, there is something hidden there because, she just took off and ran. So hopefully whatever it was, that's there. But that's the beginning. Now this clears up some of what I had on the first take because we did not have the full video of the first one. So my opinion of this video does switch. It does switch. It switches because I don't know what she was hiding. She was willing to show the stuff that shows that she can drive, but at some point she decided to run. So there's something. The story that went out, they don't have any. There wasn't nothing about drugs or alcohol, and the follow up on it. There's no follow up yet. So I'm still waiting on a follow up to see what happened. But until then, we got to guess. We got to guess what was in that mystery box. What will make her just running like she's seen a ghost? That is what we got to do. We had a pretty good show today. Went over that and people and just like what Roy said and I said and DoorDash knows that we all know that if you don't work on the app, they can deactivate you. That's how I got deactivated from Instacart. I just never did any more Instacarts, and they just took me off the app. I still have my Instacart card, but they just took me off the app because I don't even use it. So people, that was a lot of people, and you get some content creators over there on the side that don't like us, that they consistently tell people, no, it doesn't matter. You can just delete all you want. I was kind of glad that the rep did start talking about that out of nowhere, because it kind of went with it, but it didn't have to go there. But what he did was let people know that is definitely, don't listen to those content creators telling you to just do it all day. Like when you see them put up videos, people, and this is how you know which ones are lying or not now, because if it happened to him after 5, this lets you know. All right, people, when they're putting up videos and the title says, I neglected every single DoorDash order all day, they're lying to you. If they neglected every single order all day while showing that they're online, they would have it would have happened like what happened with DoorDash Revolution. And then when they would have tried to call, they would have seen that they actually declined all of those orders, and it wasn't a fluke like it was in his, which is why in that video, he said, oh, you're a 5-star driver. You know what? Yeah, I know it. He pretty much said, I know it has nothing to do with the rejecting orders and all that. He said, no. It's probably the phone. Once he saw the ratings, he instantly went ahead and backed that up because he knows those terrible things are not going to happen to a driver who have these things. But for one people, for someone that just neglects the whole time, and Megan Richmond, I'll go ahead and say this: people don't call her out about nothing. And I'll watch the videos when she puts up once a week or whatever else it is, and it's always the same title. It's always something like gonna not take this many orders. Gonna try to take it. It's always the same thing, but she's always putting up titles on declining orders. I didn't take this many orders. Let's see, like that stuff like that. People don't fall into that. You fall into watching someone all day and all their videos. All the videos have damn near the same as far as the titles. They all have the same category. Kind of like how John McCallion, all of his daily motivations are pretty much the exact same one every day, like 50 days. She does that with her videos, and if you fall into that over and over again, people, you're gonna just be like, well, man, she's got all these subscribers. I don't gotta take them. She's still working. Check this out. She's still working because she does not call every single order. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. She will not do that because then she will not have any more content to give you guys. You gotta think about that stuff. They'll do it for a certain amount to keep themselves on so that they can still hook you in or watch someone do that stuff. That's what they do. That's what they do. Let me see. My brother. This one here, Doordash Rick says, she was wrong for running, but you can slap that cop 2 times with tortillas like The Rock and Kevin Hart. If they were white girls, he wouldn't say anything. Light says, I hit 0% acceptance rate for the 5th time in my Doordash career recently. He hit 2% for the 5th time. See? Man, my brother says, K-Reese says, she's trying to run. She's stupid. Of course, they're going to react like that. She got that. She probably knew what was going to come. I'm glad that whole video did. There's more issues. Now, I don't know if my brother was the other day and we talked about the pastor doing that. Now, did you make a comment on that during that revolution, the pastor getting robbed? Did you make a comment on that one yet?
No, I hadn't made a comment on it.
Go ahead. You've seen the video, right?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I saw the video. I saw the second one. I saw the second one with the husband. He was like, I don't care what the children say. I want these guys, apprehended, and I want justice. The children, they was the opposite about it, but he was very adamant that they need to pay. He's grieving, he's hurting, and he don't have his better half with him, and all of that. But it was the second one out. I was going to put that one out probably tomorrow because I was looking at it early this morning and everything. It's just the thing I want to say about it is it's crazy, man, the type of world we live in. And it shows that nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. From politicians, from the president down to preachers, to a person just lives out in the country. Nobody is safe.
Speaking of nobody's safe, what about Joe Biden's son living like a rock star like that? How is he allowed to live safe like that, doing all this crazy stuff? How is he allowed to live safe doing all of this crazy stuff? Are you watching him? My goodness. Ooh-wee.
I'm not at liberty to say on that one. I'm gonna keep quiet on that one.
Yeah. Man, check this out. This dude, but the preacher had him and his wife had on over $1 million worth of jewelry though. So I don't know what pastor is in the first lady is rocking $1 million worth of jewelry. I don't know, man. That whole thing seemed kind of weird to me. But
that's unnecessary. I wouldn't do it, and I know a lot of them that don't do it. But there are a few out here they like to stunt like that there. But you see the consequences behind it. Why would you put that much jewelry on? And plus two, the congregation, they look in a different kind of way. You don't know how. That's the reason why a lot of people today don't want to go to church because of this stuff. But I'll probably talk about that in another episode.
Oh, yes. Oh, Sherry Caldwell. Okay, I'm on here looking at a person. Sherry Caldwell, people. I'm going to be bringing her on about mental awareness. She's on a live right now. I'm going to go ahead and hit her up in maybe about an hour or so to see about when we will make that happen. That's going to be a great one. And I kind of want to see when our older brother gets here, when he wants to do the awareness video about the guns. I'm gonna see if she wants to be on that same thing because mental awareness. I'll be able to put her in there and because check this out. She says because of her mental issues, she goes live. She goes live because of her mental issues. So yeah. What did Light say? Light said, we're due for another assassination. Yeah, this is crazy. And you know what? Remember when John McCain was trying to run for office, and everyone was like, "What was it, John McCain?" Yes. And then they were like, "No one's going to vote for him because he's too old." Now Joe Biden lost quite a few times. And he's in. Now he must have hit the age that you can still get in. Because there's people making jokes about his age and all this stuff. He's too old to be president. At what age do you think it's too old to be president, Brad?
I don't know, man. I don't know. As soon as I say it, somebody else will change that thought. So, I ain't that big on talking on politics that much, man. So I'm gonna stay neutral on that corner there.
But the age, though, what age is too old to be the president to make decisions for the country? What age is too old for that? All right. I'll break it down for you. You don't got to answer that. I'll ask you like this: at what age are you too old to drive?
That's a good question. If you still got your mental capacity to where you can drive and it don't affect you, my grandma, I know she drive to all the way till she got to about 90 years old. Then
Okay, so all right, there's answer. That's your answer right there. That's your answer. I'm taking that as your answer. That's your answer.
Not necessarily, brother, because see, everybody different. You see what I'm saying? Because she did it at 90, somebody else might not be able to. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, this is the answer I got for that. When they give you them big old giant black blue blocker square shades to wear while you drive, that's when you should not be driving. That's when I don't know what age that is, but when they give you them extra large LeVar Burton Star Trek big block glasses, the big and they got the big shade all on the side, when they give you those, that's when it's time to not be driving no more. I will tell you that. I've almost been hit by women driving Cadillacs with the big giant black square shades on. So I don't know what age that is, but that is when I feel to stop driving. This is open to everyone out there. At what age do you think you should not be driving anymore? Throw up your ages there in the comment section there. He says, Light says, if you can receive Social Security during a fourth year of a portrait. He said Joe Biden up there, Social Security as the president. He said Joe Biden. He said Joe Biden up there. Oh man! But you want to ask that, and I got to know this too. That's just the age for the president. Now we're gonna break this down. We got men and women. Men start going crazy at a certain age and not having a filter and saying whatever they want, and women do that too. Could you imagine an old lady in the White House and they trying to go over some deal and she don't like the deal? Well, that seemed like shit. Who don't do that? You can't have that stuff. Too old. If you got them things, yeah. Light says too old. You can't have Social Security while you're in office. But also, you can be 35 and run. Now, would you feel comfortable if someone is 35 years old running the country? That's a question there. I feel that at 35, if you can get in at 35 years old, I feel they should allow you. They should allow you to have 3 terms. You should be able to have 3 terms if you are elected at 35, because then normally what happens. The president that wins, he don't do anything really except for a couple things, because all the other stuff he has to try to fix, but he can't. So he can only implement like 2 things totally in his whole term. So if someone's good enough to get that, because if they go in and they win the second one, that second term, they're able to put in more of what they're trying to do. If you're 35 years old and you got the country on your back like that, let them brothers have 3 years, have 3 terms, 12 years as president. 12 years as president. And I think they should do it that if you win 2, you can start your 3rd, but if no one wants you, they can vote you out. I think it should go something like that. I think because we need more younger minds in there. Because I'm gonna tell you this, people. The reason why I'm bringing up this thing about being too old and being president, because North Korea, the places like that, when these countries, these leaders get too old, you don't know when they gonna push one of the buttons they have. So that's why I'm trying to figure out what's too old to be, to be taking charge and taking care of a bunch of people. So you gotta start thinking about that. A lot of people don't like to think about that stuff as politics, but people, there's politics and everything. You gotta start thinking about some of this stuff. Before we head on out of here, people, any closing words, DoorDash revolution for the people out there?
Be safe out here and be vigilant. Peace.
Be vigilant, people. You heard that. Be vigilant, very vigilant. Okay. So, and speaking of that, I went to and this is gonna be my last little thing. I had a delivery today from Walmart Spark. I got $80 and just about 3 hours of work. But one of the deliveries they had me go to, not one delivery, it was like 4 in a row. They had me go to an area in a city called Riverside where the gang violence there is racial. It's racial. They put NK on the walls and they do all that other stuff. So when you go over there, sometimes delivery drivers get hit and stuff. So, I know the area when I'm doing the Uber Eats. It just so happened that on Walmart Spark, when I had one of the orders where it was 10 drop-offs. So I had no choice but to do it because it was already inside my run. But when I got over there, people, I saw the NK. I saw the NK on the wall. They tried to cover it up, to repaint over it, but I saw that there and I knew exactly where I was. I'm not supposed to be over there. I'm not a gang member, people, but I am an N, is what they would say. So, did I leave my car running when I went to go put the stuff on the porch? Yes, I did. Why, people? In case I have to get out of there. Now, that rule, we tell people, turn your cars off so no one steals your car. But if you are in an area, people, and you know that your kind is not like there, and I parked my car so that my car was facing to go back the other way in the cul-de-sac. I did that. I left my car running, did that in case I have to get in that car and smash out. You have to change your game plan sometimes, people, and that's a little bit of driver safety right there, people. That's a little bit of driver safety. I was in a gang area that is also a racially motivated gang area. I had no choice but to go drop it off, and I could not stop the orders because I still had to drop off 6 more orders after that. So I could not. I had to go do it. Now, normally these areas, they, the mailman, UPS, and all those people can go do deliveries because they are dressed in their corporate uniforms. We drive our regular cars in our own clothing. So when you're driving up to some of these areas, people, you can be mistaken. Okay, so areas like that, people, where I know the porch is right there, the car's right there, I'm not going to turn the car off. I'm leaving it on so I can get the hell up out of there if I have to. All right, so we got some people in here. So we're gonna do it like this, people. Until the next caper. Oh yes, we're gonna sign out like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2. See y'all later.